Come in.
Hi, Mr. Gaines. How's it going?
Good. Nice to see you.
Yes, sir. How was your trip up here?
Very good.
Great. You mind if I set this on the table?
Please, go right ahead.
Alrighty. Well, first of all, I would like to go ahead and just appreciate your time today for meeting with me. Bill said an awful lot of great things about you and Tough Tabletops. And right now, I'd like to go ahead and give you my business card.
Sure, thank
This
you.
is our first time to meet. Would you happen to have one for me as well?
Yes, please.
Great. Thank you. All right. Well, on the phone, you did mention we had 20 minutes for this appointment. Is that still the case?
That's correct.
Great. All right. Well, like I said, Bill had nothing but great things to say. I've done some research and I noticed, Tough Tabletops is a family-owned business.
Mm-hmm.
You have those values, and you've been extremely successful. Could you possibly maybe define your success in Tough Tabletops?
Well, it's a third-generation company,
Okay.
which I'm glad that, say it in this day and time does not happen very often, but,
Yes, sir.
we are. We got about 50 employees right now. It can go up depending on the sizes of orders, if we have additional orders coming out.
Okay.
But we're doing quite well. We're doing
Great.
well.
Great. Well, here at ADP, we're in the business of our customer success. That's why I asked you about success. And we really value that. And what we've seen is through our customers that the key value driver is increasing your productivity. And we do that by increasing your revenue, decreasing your operating expenses, all while improving your peace of mind. And that's what I'd actually like to explore with you today. Is that sound good?
Fine.
Perfect. All right. Well, before we start today, I'd like to go ahead and just confirm. I've done some research, and I'd like to go ahead and confirm by asking you some questions. Is that okay?
That'd be fine.
Perfect. The next, I'd like to go ahead and examine your current system, see how it's performing well for you, and see how it's underperforming.
All right.
Is that fine?
That'd be good.
Okay. And then lastly, I'd go ahead and like to just show you how ADP can show do these three things on here: increasing your revenue and operating expenses. So that's fine.
That'd be great.
Perfect.
I do want to say, Bill's a great guy.
Mhm.
He's done well for helping us, but like I said, what does he know, or what do I know about your qualifications with the company? Are you the guy? Are you the main guy, or should I be speaking with someone else with ADP? Who?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. How can you qualify yourself?
So if I'm just going to go ahead and clarify what you said, restate that you're kind of questioning the competency of today,
Yeah.
if I'm the right person for you.
Correct.
And I'd actually agree with that 6 months ago. Since then, I've done some training with ADP. I've had Baylor Pro Sales classes in the past, and actually I'm a top seller in my division. So if that does that clearly
That's
answer
fine.
your question?
That's fine.
Great. All right. Well, you did mention your growth. Do you have any visions in the future of expanding your Tough Tabletops?
Well, we haven't announced anything yet, but we were discussion of expanding into Canada.
Okay, great. I bet that's an exciting time for you.
It's got a lot of decision making.
Yes, sir. All righty. Well, when it comes to making payroll decisions, CEOs such as yourself, in my experience, has usually been the sole decision maker. Is that the case today?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I might have a part in making suggestions or ideas, but Judy Maggard is our Vice President of HR, and this really falls underneath her.
All righty. Would Judy actually be able to join us today?
Not this time. No.
Okay. Well, given a productive meeting today, would you possibly agree to a meeting next week if we
all goes
found
well, yeah, we can work something out.
Perfect. All right. Well, I know you said you rarely make payroll decisions, but if you could go ahead and possibly give me 2 attributes that you're looking for in a payroll processing system.
Security, cost situations.
Great. Well, I'm actually excited to go ahead and show you that today. Alrighty. So you did mention you had 50 employees. Okay. And when you're talking about your current plan, who does your payroll?
It falls under Judy's department.
Judy would do.
Well,
okay.
It might not be specifically Judy, but in her department.
All right. And how often do you do payroll?
Weekly.
Weekly. Okay. And what do you think they could be doing with the time that they're spending on doing payroll?
Well, and underneath HR, she could be doing training. There could be all sorts of other issues going on.
Okay. Do you possibly maybe have a monetary value that she could be adding to the company by training?
Well, the training department that falls underneath her, you know, depending on that changes from month to month as far as the training schedule. But you know, I'm sure that we probably spend, with the time that we spend with the employees being pulled out, we're probably talking $100,000 a year.
Wow. Just by dedicating her to training and not.
Well, I'm talking, well, that pulls in aspects of pulling people off the floor to
Okay.
go through training. You know, we're paying them to go through a training course on safety or on maybe working on quickness or speed or a new tool or things of that nature. But that payroll that we're normally paying them is still being paid to them, even though they're not manufacturing something.
Okay.
So.
Alrighty. Well, your current system you're using, what is that?
Paychecks.
Paychecks. Okay. And from my prior knowledge, it's about $200 per payroll. Is that an accurate figure?
That sounds okay.
Okay. Great. Alrighty. Well, earlier you said that the two most important attributes that you're looking for is security and cost.
Mm-hmm.
And based on those attributes, could you possibly rate your current system?
I would probably give it an 8. Judy might give you a different number.
Okay.
But from what I understand, I'd probably say an 8.
All right. And based on that, I guess your rating,
Mm-hmm.
could you maybe give me 2 examples where your system underperformed?
Well, as far as, you know, and I can't give super specifics, but, you know, there's been discussions on different personnel who's running the program or from paychecks, as well as mistakes on payroll per se.
Okay. And would you happen to know the monetary value on those mistakes?
I can't answer that.
Okay. You just know that you don't want those in the company.
Right,
You
exactly.
want a seamless transition.
Exactly.
That's exactly. All right. So I'd like to go ahead and just summarize what I've learned so far.
Okay.
What you're doing is you're using paychecks. You do your payroll weekly,
Mm-hmm.
and right now you're rating your system an 8 out of a scale of 0 to 10. You have some problems in the past with mistakes in your pay, and you just want to go ahead and have a streamlined process and get rid of those. Is that a fair
That sounds
statement?
pretty good.
Great. All right. Well, if I could show you today, Mr. Games, how ADP can do that, would you consider an upgrade?
Bring in Judy for that discussion, sure.
Okay, great. All righty. Well, I guess at this point I'd like to go ahead and do a demonstration.
All
Do you
right.
mind if I move closer to you?
Please, that'll be fine.
Great. And at this point in our meeting, my clients have usually asked some questions. Do you have any questions for me besides the competency?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. So here. All right. Well, I'd like to actually make this as interactive as possible. So if you will hold and look on with me. Now this is the ADP Run mobile app.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do is, if you want to go ahead and press regular payroll, this is what Judy will be doing. Yes, sir. Now, as you can see, we have an option for direct deposit. Do you currently use direct deposit?
Yes.
Great. So you understand that it cuts out the intermediaries and makes it just a better experience.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, if you're fine with that, you can go and resume. Now, this is just a summary of each employee. I won't get in depth because that's not your department, it's Judy's.
Mm-hmm.
Judy will find that it's highly customizable. You can go through and really go to each employee and manage their hours and all that. So we can go ahead and skip that or go and preview and calculate. And now this is the preview screen. Now what this enables you to do is for Judy's department to look at it, for Judy to look at it, and as well as you if you want to go ahead and make sure that it's accurate and easy to use. And you mentioned earlier that the mistakes that were present in your current system wouldn't be an issue with this because you have three different departments looking over it as well as yourself.
Okay.
So do you agree that eliminates the mistakes?
Let's hope so.
The
Yeah.
potential eliminate
Yeah.
the mistakes? Great. If you want to go ahead and approve payroll. And that's it. So what takes you, hours a day to do, it took you 2 minutes. And you're not even familiar with the program anyway. It's Judy. So do you see
I
how?
see that that's quick.
Yeah.
Sure.
Great. Alrighty. Well, right now, I'd like to go ahead and go through a value analysis, if that's okay with you.
All right.
And the first thing is go ahead and see how you mentioned you do have 50 employees, and that comes out to be about $68.95 per payroll. Now, you did say it's weekly, so that comes out to be about $280 roughly a month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we do have a one-time implementation fee of $150, just getting everything set up. And then after that, your payments for the rest of the year will be $280. So how does that figure look for you?
That sounds all right.
Great. Alrighty. Well, now I'd like to go ahead and move into this. We just saw that was $280. Now, I'd like to talk about OOPS, the acronym OOPS. And what I'd like to say about that is, that's what my clients usually say when they realize that all the money that they're losing by not outsourcing their payroll to ADP. So the first O stands for operating costs, opportunity costs, excuse me. That's what you'll be doing if you weren't doing payroll.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, the CEO position, time is very valuable, and you can't really put a monetary value on time. It's ultimately priceless. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
So that's saving you the time, and you can focus on whatever aspect of your business you want to. Now, this is an interesting fact. The American Payroll Association has put out a study saying that just by switching from a manual system to an automatic, you save $1,000 per employee just by eliminating human error. So that's $50,000 that you'll be saving, Mr. Games. Is that a that's a fantastic number, wouldn't you?
I hope we're not losing money, but I'd agree that if that's the case, that'd be a great income.
Yes, sir. So, as you can clearly see that, we'll go ahead and put $50,000 here. That offsets the $320, as you can see here, the $420 that you'll be paying just that first month. So just by that fact alone, you'll be saving money. Now, I'd like to go in and talk about the S. We talked about O for opportunity, O for out of pocket, P for personal time.
Mm-hmm.
S would be subsequent risk and liabilities. As you know, having a manual system right now, that the IRS can sometimes be knocking on your door and for things, so outsourcing your payroll to ADP, as you can see, we're highly qualified. We're the largest global payroll provider in the world, Fortune 500 company with 54,000 employees, each one dedicating a special time to their clients. 1 in 6 employees receives their paycheck through ADP services, so that's reliability right there. And the majority of our clients are efficient, successful business venture owners such as yourself. So, is this something that you seem interested in?
Yeah, but let me say, say this, okay, everybody's got their computer. Computers everybody's got a little bit of tweaks and the cloud that we're dealing with, but how do I, explain to me, my concern is ADP people versus Paychex people. Mm-hmm. How do I differentiate?
Yeah, so your concern is differentiating between Paychex and ADP. What really makes ADP stand out? It's the level of customer service that we have. You have my business card. You can call at 3 a.m. if you have a question. I'm open whenever you want. It's our high quality training that we've gone through. It's our mission by helping venture owners such as yourself and just focusing on the small business division that I'm in. So it enables me to focus 100% of my time to each client. Is that accurately answer your question?
That's good.
Great. Well, so imagine, Mr. Games, a system that is free of mistakes, that is easy to use, reliable. You mentioned security. You use mobile banking?
Yes.
ADP actually has the same security codes as mobile banking. So, do you feel safe when you use your mobile banking?
I do.
So it's free of breaches, and you won't have to worry about your payroll being messed up. So that's obviously a plus.
Okay.
So imagine all that, and not having to worry about anything, and having more time for yourself to focus on what you want to do in your business and grow into Canada, and Judy to focus on what she needs to focus on, and possibly be able to train more people. Is that something that's just I feel like we've got to get this implemented today to go ahead and save this money, because that's $50,000 that you're missing out on. Do you feel like we should do something today?
Well, what I'd like to do is I'll recommend for Judy,
okay,
for you two to get together, and I'll talk to recommend ADP to Judy.
All right, great. Well, so do you want to go ahead and set up a meeting next week, or are you gonna?
Judy will call you,
Okay.
but, you know, with my recommendations.
Great. All righty. Well, I appreciate your time, Mr. Games, today. And I hope we can get this implemented within Tough Tabletops.
All right,
You
great.
agree?
That sounds good.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You did good.
Hey.
You did really good. Working with a lot of CEOs, I don't know how often you'd be coming around to the side of the desk and stuff, but that kind of a deal. But you did very well.
Thank you.
That's not you, that's just the process that y'all are going through.
Yes, sir.
But you did very good.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.